The future to come in 20 to 30 years. Can it be predicted in the times of global uncertainty? How to map out the contours of the future so that they are more clear and bright. And what can be done by those who are today called the next generation?
Today in the program, Batyr, who can win in 35 seconds. Our athlete in Canada. We are all human beings. I'm nervous sometimes too. But even at such moments, I think about the victory. I dream that our flag will be raised on the flagstaff. All my fights are held abroad, and for Canada I am a kind of Kazakhstan's business card. Therefore, before entering the ring, I am always overwhelmed with emotions, but I try to cope with it. Batyr Dzhukembayev is a Kazakh professional boxer who trains in Canada. He performs in the junior welterweight under the fighting nickname 777. He has the titles of IBO International and WBC Continental Americas. He had 13 fights in the professional ring. He was the winner in all fights. 11 of them he won by knockout. I was born and brought up in the Jambul district of the town of Shu. I have a big family, my parents, 2 brothers and 3 sisters. When I started boxing as a child, I did not have a goal to become a professional boxer or participate in the Olympic Games. I did not even dream about it. My father used to do wrestling, and my elder brother was also fond of this sport. My first steps in this sport, I also trained with the wrestling. When I was a 6th grade student, I did wrestling for 2 months, but later that section was closed. And then my elder brother, Erlan, brought me to boxing. He wanted me to try myself in this sport. I started going to the sports school. At that time, we witnessed bright victories of Bekzat Satarkhanov and Ermakhan Ibragimov at the Olympic Games. These legendary boxers inspired us, and I began to dream of participating in the Olympics. When I was an 8th grade student, I moved to Almaty and entered the Karkan Akhmetov National School for Gifted Children. After graduating from the school, I enrolled in the National College of Sport. Today, I study at the Kazakh Academy of Sports and Tourism. Why did I choose professional boxing? This choice was influenced by a variety of reasons, including examples of prominent boxers. When we talked about professional boxing, we meant Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali. The professional boxing in America, where this sport is developed, was an unattainable dream for us. But after the triumphant victories of Gennady Golovkin, when he became popular all over the world, I hoped that it would be possible to go abroad and enter professional boxing, because Gennady, like us, went the same way before conquering America. But at the same time, when I got such an idea, I was not a boxer number 1 in my weight category. Therefore, there was no guarantee that I would be able to go to the Olympic Games. Before entering professional boxing, I consulted the famous boxer Kanat Islam. He had come to this kind of boxing 2 years earlier than me. I learned from him about how to go to America, how to find a promoter and a manager, as well as all about the intricacies of professional boxing.
Promoter, manager деген сияқты бәрі. Сөйтіп сол кісілермен ақылдасқан болады. Қазіргі таңда менің кәсіпқой боксым.
Now I live in Canada. I signed a contract with a promotion company, Eye of the Tiger Management. My promoter's name is Kamil Estefan.
Сол жақтың промоутерс компаниямыздың жаңа промоутерымыздың аты Камил Estefan деген кісі. Менеджерім бар, Анна Рева. Негізінде сол жақтың француз.
My manager is Anna Reva and my coach is a Frenchman, Stéphane Larouche. It was my manager who proposed him as a coach when I moved to Canada. I was told that he is an expert in his area and we should work together. And in case I did not like him, I could change him. But Stéphane is a good mentor and I'm still training with him.
Сол басынан бастап сол кісімен жасадым, маған ұнады. Сөйтіп мен бірінші жекпе-жегім жасайтын болдым.
We planned my first fight with a Mexican boxer. We did a good PR campaign in Canada before the fight. It was said that a young boxer had come from Kazakhstan and he might be the world champion in the future. Actually, I was so advertised that I got afraid not to live up to those expectations. The fight started. I was ahead of my opponent in the first and second rounds. But when the third round started, I began to deal swift blows, took a step back during the maneuver, and suddenly my knee moved aside. I sat down. The judge looked at me and asked if I was okay. I nodded in response, letting him know that the fight could be continued. We continued the fight. I wanted to take the previous position, but I felt that my leg was not holding me and I was crouching. In the end, the fight was stopped. Since I had won the first 2 rounds, the judges counted the points, cancelled the fight, and made a verdict. No contest. That is, there was no fight.
No contest. Жаңағы бүткіл адам маған сеніп отты, жаңағы менеджеріміз бар. Бәрі ой деп отқан кезде мен сондай бір аналардың бір сенімдерін ақтамай қалғандай.
In the end, I could not meet the expectations of people who believed in me. It made me feel embarrassed. All my relatives and friends in Kazakhstan believed in my victory, but this did not happen. I returned home. I had an X-ray of the knee joint.
Ақтамай қалғандай болып, өте қатты жаман күйде болдым. Ертесіне барып жаңағы аяғымды тексертіп, снимок жасатсам, мына крестообразный деген тізені ұстап тұратын сіңір ортасындағы сол үзіліп кеткен екен бүйтіп. Бұған жаңағы операцияны.
And it turned out that I had a tendon rupture. I needed an urgent surgery. Having heard that I did not know what to do, I just started my career, went to another country to achieve something. But in the end, I had a surgery. After that, I spent 2 months at home and then called my manager and said that I wanted to go to Canada to continue training. So I limped off to Canada.
Бойға дайындалайын деп сөйтіп Канадаға аттандым 2 айдан кейін. Бардым да ол кезде әлі жүре алмаймын. Айдан кейін бой жасайтын болдым. Сөйтіп бойға шығам. Шыққаннан кейін бірінші раунд шығамды, ана сопернигімді қуалап.
There I had a schedule according to which I had a fight in 4 months. In the first round, my opponent fell off my hit. For a moment, I thought that I had won. However, it turned out that he had fallen not from my hit, but because his legs had refused. I thought, oh Lord, why am I so lucky? Finally, that fight was not counted. I left the ring feeling humiliated. It was a shame to be in the same situation for the second time.
Мен рингтан енді андай көңіл күймен шықтым. Одан кейін де бүткіл өгіз бәрі енді қарап отыр. Жаңағы менеджерлердің алдында да масқара бір жағдай болды енді анау. Сөйтіп ол бойымды да санамай қойды. Маған бір ұнағандығы менің менеджерім маған.
At that moment, my manager said, Batyr, I'm sure you will become a world champion. And what has happened is just an unfortunate accident. For me, it was a powerful support. It's no secret that in such situations, many managers and promoters easily break the contract with the athlete.
Ондай жағдайлар көбісі болып жатса, тастап кетіп жатады, жаңағы контрактты жібереді. Жалпы спортсмендерді мысалы сыртымыздан қарайды да жаңағы жекпе-жек өткен кезде көп.
People see us only in the ring and often ask, why did he not do that? He is tired, he is exhausted. They do not know what we feel and what we have to go through. Before a fight, we go through different tests. The first one is training.
Дейін бізде оның алдында бір екі жекпе-жек болады. Ол бірінші жекпе-жегіміз жаңағындай жаттығу. Біздің өзіміздің жаңағы бапкерден қоятын
Coach has a certain plan and we work on it. For example, we spend an hour jogging. Then there is a sparring, which consists of 10 or 15 rounds.
15 раундтан тұрады. Жекпе-жекке бір 2 апта қалған кезде уже біз таза жаңағындай салмақ қойдық.
When there are 2 weeks before the fight, we begin to reduce the weight. I adhere to a strict diet during this period. I eat mostly fish and salads.
Оның ішінде жаңағы көбінесе балық, салат жейміз, шөп-шалаң енді былай айтқанда. Диетологпен жұмыс жасаймыз оның ішінде.
By the way, a nutritionist works with us. For 2 months before the fight, we must not use salt in the food. That is, we eat tasteless food. I should admit I'm a sweet tooth, but sweets are banned for us. When you go shopping, you want to buy a lot and you have to restrain yourself. The last days before the battle are the hardest ones. Sometimes it happens that the day before the ring, you do not want to talk to anyone. Your arms and legs literally burn, and you cannot sleep. In my boxing dossier, there are 13 fights. I've won them all. In 11 of them, I won by knockout.
Сондай бір қиын кездер болды. Қазіргі таңда мен 13 жекпе-жек өткіздім. 13-інде жеңіспен аяқтадым. 11-ін нокаутпен жеңдім. Мен осы 13-ші жекпе-жегім аргентиналық боксшымен болды.
My recent 13th fight was held with a boxer from Argentina. He was a very strong opponent with more than 30 fights in his dossier. I fought with him for the championship belt of the WBS International America. To be honest, this fight was the most difficult for me. I knocked him out in the 7th round and won.
Ауыр қиын жекпе-жектердің бірі болды негізінде. 7-ші раундта нокаутпен жеңіске жеттім.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes official time, 36 seconds of round number 1 for your winner, pour votre vainqueur et toujours invaincu and still undefeated, Batyr, 777, Dzhukembayev.
Енді көп жерде.
But my opponent was a very experienced boxer. He tried not to miss my hits and kept at his best.
I
like the city of Montreal where I live. Here, people are very polite, kind, and cheerful. They always smile, they are ready to help, to explain. The atmosphere, people, and the city itself are wonderful. In Montreal, all conditions for a comfortable living and training process are created.
Адамдар үшін енді бүткіл жағдай жасалған жер. Канадада қазір 4-5 боксшы.
There live 4 or 5 boxers from Kazakhstan and Canada. We often gather together, we communicate. I tell my fellow countrymen that we live in a foreign country and the local people judge all Kazakhstan by us. I mean, we represent our country here.
Бір балаға қарап, бізге бүткіл қазақ еліне баға береді. Сондықтан да оларға айтамын мен
Therefore, I say again and again that we have to show ourselves only on the good side, to not be late for training, keep promises, and give special importance to the clothes that we wear. I think when a person sets a big goal, he or she has to overcome many difficulties. Without efforts, it's impossible to achieve a goal. Therefore, before you fly high, you will fall. By falling down, you learn to fly. And this principle is relevant not only in sports, but in any other field. The one who can defeat himself becomes a winner. Batyr, Dzhukembayev is in the top 30 of the best boxers in the world, according to the rating of professional boxing. To gain the title of the absolute world champion, he needs to win in 4 fights. Authoritative experts of Canadian and American internet portals, the Standing 8 Count and Round-by-Round Boxing, have included the Kazakh athlete in the list of the most promising boxers that should be watched in 2018.